stresses of being a landlord. Maybe you should cash out of some stock market risk and volatility and take some money off the table. Instead, receive 10% annualized monthly payouts with bonuses targeted to 21%. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm with 15th year constructing strategically located, lower-risk, high-demand properties in unique neighborhoods based on supply, demand, and value. Call 800-800-1414 to start your due diligence. A great fit for safety-oriented investors desiring monthly cash flow and diversification into carefully curated real estate. Learn more about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA private placement memorandum. We refer. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development fund. Learn more at nria.net.
Well, fall is officially here, which means stormy weather and cold temps for everyone not living in SoCal. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Into the Rouge giveaway. You get a sweet hydration backpack when you earn 500 points on the reward card before your fix.
Number 4.
Get splashed with cash in the poker room. Every time a football team scores, we'll toss up to $100 cash in your table pot. It's National Taco Day at Fiesta Taco. The tacos are $3 or less on the course.
And the number 2.
Monster Mash. Just earn 500 points on your rewards card, and you're guaranteed to win up to $100 in cash or free chocolate.
And the number 1 reason.
Football, baseball, basketball. Have a ball watching all the ball games on big screens everywhere you eat, play, and stay.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good time.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. Your first step towards your dream kitchen should be a totally free in-showroom consultation with my friends at the Kitchen Store. Experienced kitchen designers, a 7,000 square foot showroom, state-of-the-art computer design, 12-month Sanus cash financing, pricing that beats the big boxes, all right off the 405 in Culver City. For more than 50 years, the Kitchen Store is the place for kitchen cabinets. Dial 310-KITCHEN. That's 310-KITCHEN, or find them on the web at 310kitchen.com.
Contractor license 1047-781. Duncan Goodrich tells Kenny to do things the right way, not the easy way. And now, every ghetto technician has a digital assistant named Duncan. Digital Duncan is a genius, just like his namesake. Back during the Cold War, the U.S. government came to my dad and said, "We need you to build a giant freezer at the test site and bring it down to 50 degrees below zero." They wanted to make sure their nuclear triggers would function if they had to send warheads to Russia during the wintertime. So Dad designed a cascade system that used weird gases like argon and CO2 instead of Freon. He and I got that system down to 50 degrees below zero in the Nevada desert in the summertime. When the U.S. government needs a genius solution, they ask Duncan Goodrich. And when your ghetto technician needs a genius solution, they ask Digital Duncan. Ghetto's been awarded 114 patents for cool stuff we've invented, and we believe number 115 is on the way. Yes, GOEPCF will keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
At Southern California Edison, keeping our communities safe from the threat of wildfire is our priority. We're installing insulated power lines, managing vegetation, and inspecting and upgrading equipment on 50,000 square miles of community and wild spaces. Helping to keep our communities safe is a job we take very seriously, because the communities we serve are the communities we live and work in, too. Learn more at SCE.com/mitigation.
Our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, the ultimate once-in-a-lifetime music event, is coming to the CW. The biggest superstars in music finally step back on stage. Featuring Coldplay, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, J. Cole, Khalid, Darius Rucker, Cheap Trick, Journey, and more. Music Festival. 14 acts, one stage, one television network.
Watch tomorrow and Sunday at 8 p.m. on KTLA 5, the CW.
Sunday night at 8. L.A. County Sheriff Alex Villanueva, unscripted.
I'm being cheered on by the people in the high desert because they're illegal grows. I'm being cheered on by the people in Venice, people on Olvera Street. Everyone was impacted by homeless throughout L.A. County.
What's the sheriff going to talk about? Who is he going to talk about?
If the elites of the party want to see me resign, you're going to be disappointed. I'm not going anywhere.
KFI gives the mic to L.A. County Sheriff Alex Villanueva this Sunday night at 8 on KFI.
for the first. Yes, a lot going on. Two big stories. And that is Congress has, it's completely stalled. The reconciliation bill has stalled. Even the infrastructure bill has stalled, even though it's bipartisan because of the liberal arm of the Democratic Party that's just stopping it cold. The other news on the good side is Merck, the pharmaceutical giant, is asking for emergency authorization from the FDA for an experimental pill that one takes after contracting AIDS, as long as the symptoms are not very severe and you're in the hospital, because after that, by then it's problematic. Now, healthcare workers, it used to be that they were considered heroes. We saw on the news video after video as workers were going to the hospital, people would cheer and applaud, and we just loved them. Well, that's changed. Especially among many healthcare workers across the country. Doctors and nurses are dealing with hostility, threats, violence from patients over safety rules. For one thing, the workers are being blamed for the mandates for some reason because they're there. And then you have family members that are in the hospital, and it's their fault. It's the workers' fault. It's the nurses who let my family member die. And even people who say COVID is a hoax, but you're letting my family member die of insert name of disease other than COVID, and it's your fault. Some hospitals have even limited the number of public entrances because it's just too dangerous. Too many people are coming in. In Idaho, some nurses are so scared to go to the grocery store, they actually change out of their scrubs. I mean, it's just crazy. Doctors and nurses at Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, right? Where it's conspiracy central. Hospitals have been accused of killing patients by family members who don't even believe COVID is real, and therefore it's not COVID that killed them, it's the hospital that killed them. Survey that's just done by a group of nurses unions across the U.S., 3 in 10 nurses report an increase in violence where they work. And one of the hospitals that were looked at was a COVID unit in Wichita, Kansas. Patients are coming in scared, sometimes several from the same family. Often the relatives are near death. So what happens? It's taken out on the nurses and doctors, and it's just become a dangerous profession. Can you imagine? It's gone from you're our heroes to several places where this is dangerous for nurses to deal with. I mean, it's completely crazy, but look at all the craziness that's going on. There have been shootings in disputes over masks in stores. I mean, several people have been shot. A New York City restaurant, a brawl occurred because the restaurant said, if you don't show proof of vaccination, you're not coming in the door. And so you have the people who just think that it's COVID is a hoax and the mask mandate is unconstitutional, and these people have the right to decide for their choice, their body. Just ask DeSantis or Greg Abbott of Texas, and you'll see. You can see it happening. And you'll see that the fighting and the argument and the feelings of anger have just become stronger and stronger as more mandates are put into place, as separation is enforced, mass vaccinations. We're just moving in that direction. And so you have the people who are against all that, the conspiracy theorists, straight out, or people that think there isn't enough testing of the COVID vaccine. Okay, 500 million vaccinations have been given. But COVID is less dangerous than the vaccine, or COVID doesn't exist. And the nurses and the doctors are being attacked. Why? Because they're there. It's like going to a restaurant where the food isn't very good and you take it out on the server. Or the food comes out cold, or it's not very well cooked. It's your fault to the server. Why? They're front line. I don't know, I never thought this would happen, but it is. I mean, we're seeing
what's coming out of this pandemic, some of the strangest things for sure. All right, Supreme Court is going to be taking up some pretty high-stake cases and issues, and I'll share that with you when we come back. This is KFI AM 640 Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Nothing gets past us. We are on it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
New rules to get a badge. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A new police reform law that goes into effect January 1st will require the state community college system to create a modern policing degree program with classes on psychology, critical thinking, and racial and ethnic studies. The bill's author, Democratic Assemblyman Reggie Jones-Sawyer, says new cops should be mature and educated.
This framework will equip officers with the skills necessary for de-escalation, while also guaranteeing they develop an understanding of the history of communities from diverse backgrounds and cultures.
The new law will also change the minimum age for police recruits from 18 to 21. News is brought to you by Rooter Hero. School officials say they're looking into a picture of a Yorba Linda High School student holding a racist poster.
The poster, which allegedly took aim at Latino students at Esperanza High School in Anaheim, read, "Your dad is my gardener." It was apparently made ahead of a football game. This woman's daughter is a student at Esperanza. However, she has a son that graduated from Yorba Linda.
I have allegiance to both schools. And so I know what the climate is over there, where the kids feel a little bit superior to these kids. I'm fully aware of that.
The district says the poster was never shared publicly on campus. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
LA County health officials say a vaccine mandate is much like laws regulating secondhand smoke.
Health Director Barbara Ferrer says smoking in public places has been banned in California since 1998.
Smoking is legal, and people can still smoke, but we have for decades agreed it's unacceptable for the risk taken on by smokers to be shared by others who happen to be sharing their airspace.
Ferrer says requiring vaccines in public spaces has similar benefits to those gained from banning smoking in public spaces. She says upcoming vaccine mandates are not a form of judgment or coercion. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
Pharmaceutical company Merck says its experimental COVID-19 pill cuts hospitalizations and deaths by half in people infected with COVID-19. The company says it's going to ask health officials in the U.S. and other countries to authorize its use. The feds say more than 1.8 million fake prescription pills containing fentanyl and meth have been seized across the country just over the past 2 months. U.S. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco says the Department of Justice has found the pills in every state.
They're being sold in inner cities, suburbs, and rural communities. They're being sold over the internet and on social media platforms like Facebook Marketplace or Snapchat, and they're being marketed to teenagers.
Monaco says the drugs are being made to look exactly like prescription medication. Governor Newsom has signed a bill that supporters say sets the tone for the future of reparations in California.
Let's sign this bill and turn this property over. The bill allows LA County to return Bruce's Beach to the Bruce family. Manhattan Beach used eminent domain to strip the land 100 years ago when threats from the KKK failed to run off black beachgoers.
Governor of California, let me do what apparently Manhattan Beach is unwilling to do, and I want to apologize to the Bruce family for the injustice.
Newsom said yesterday he's a proud Californian, but he's mindful that the state hasn't always had a proud past. Actually, transferring the land to the descendants of the Bruces could still take several months. At Bruce's Beach, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Members of the House are expected to continue talks over a $1.5 trillion infrastructure bill today. ABC's Rachel Scott says a vote was expected to happen last night following hours of negotiations between moderate and progressive Democrats.
There is still no deal between these two sides. They are trillions of dollars apart, and they say that they are making progress, but not enough to take it across the finish line.
Progressive lawmakers have said they'll block the smaller bill unless the Senate first approves a larger social policy package. And Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger says he wasn't recognized when he went into a dive bar in North Carolina. He said he made a pit stop for a beer in Charlotte Wednesday night during the band's first tour since the death of drummer Charlie Watts. Jagger says no one in the bar, including the bartender who served him, noticed who he was. It wasn't until he tweeted about it that people realized he'd been there. We're watching your drive on the 105.
Yeah, boy, that's a priceless picture. I just saw that a little while ago. It's really something.
Oh, it's great.
All right, leaving LAX now. I got to give you a heads up because one crash, well, it affects a whole bunch of freeways. But the eastbound 105 got real busy.
from the 405 out to the transition to South 710, and it's all due to a really long claim problem pre-dawn on the South 405, the more direct route to Long Beach, South 405 and Western. Before the 110, we still have carpool 2 left block at times more, and it's really stopped from about Hawthorne Boulevard. Now there's a new problem coming up into CHP just south of the 105. South 405 at El Segundo, a car went off the freeway, overturned, a lot of activity. Quickly to Valley Village, San Fernando Valley. Now, be heads up, this is about to take place westbound Ventura Freeway around Coldwater. Caltrain's on the way to fix a big pothole. I have personal knowledge of this particular pothole, so be careful. I think they're going to stop traffic around Laurel, so just be heads up. A lot more coming up. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
This is my business. I started it, and my hard work made it successful. We survived the last year, and things are starting to look better, but now hard work alone isn't enough. I need cash to hire some people and buy supplies.
Loan Me Business is for people like you. We can loan your business from $6,000 up to $250,000. And we understand that you don't need the cash soon. You need it now. And if your credit isn't perfect, that's okay. Apply today and you can have the money in your account tomorrow. Loan Me Business loans have longer terms, keeping your monthly payments low and manageable. You can even pay the loan off early to control your costs with no prepayment penalties.
That sounds great.
Simply go to loanmebiz.com to get started. That's loanmebiz.com or call 844-3-LOAN-ME.
Not all applicants will qualify. Approval and terms subject to credit standards. See loanme.com for details. Loans made pursuant to California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation Law License 603K061.
That's 844-3-LOAN-ME or loanmebiz.com.
At Citizly, we know the people are experts at all kinds of things, except one, how to shop for the right mattress.
Right, Dad. Shopping for a mattress isn't something you do every day or even every 8 years.
That's why Citizly has mattress experts with an average of 10 years experience and bed match technology that scientifically recommends just the right mattress for you.
So for expert advice, trust your sleep to Citizly.
You know, Drew, I'm an expert at other things.
Like what?
Screaming free!
Your KFI Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 90, S&P down 1, NASDAQ down 49, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $4.40.
Bay Alarm will keep your commercial fire system in compliance, so you're up to code, not up all night.
Sunny today and warm, and this is your forecast for the weekend. Highs will be in the mid-70s to low 80s at the beaches, mid-80s for Orange County and Metro LA, upper 80s and low 90s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Good morning, Bill Handel here. Friday morning, October 1. Congressional Democrats called off an effort to pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the negotiations on the reconciliation bill stalled. Why? It's the Democrats. It's the progressive liberal wing of the Democratic Party, which is just shutting everything down. And we'll see what happens certainly over the next few days, because you can bet they're going to be working like crazy over the weekend. Supreme Court is set to take up a bunch of cases that are fairly important, to say the least. The big one is Roe v. Wade. That could go away. It actually has gone away in states that are conservative de facto, just making it almost impossible. This is a case called Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, and the court's going to hear this case in early December. And just straight on, it is an existential threat to Roe v. Wade, where Roe v. Wade might just disappear. Now, it's a big deal for, obviously, abortion rights folks, the pro-choice folks, but if you look at the reality of this, the states that are anti-abortion, mainly southern states, southern belt, and then you have Idaho and Dakotas, it's really gone already when you think about it. I don't think you can even get an abortion in Texas. And the bill that we're talking about, the law, that restrictive Texas law, is only a few weeks old. And so you haven't been able to get an abortion there for years. Why? Because it's so difficult that, as I said, it's de facto. Now, this case, Dobbs, is a Mississippi law that bans abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy, because this case has been going on for a while. The Texas case, after 6 weeks, it's just starting to be litigated. The Biden administration has already filed this lawsuit to stop it, to stop the state of Texas from enacting that law or enforcing that law and to hold it unconstitutional. And it involves a one federal district court judge, and no matter which way the judge rules, it's going to the appeals. Well, this case, Dobbs, is already at the Supreme Court, and it is about a 15-week clock that starts on the first day of the last menstrual period of the pregnant woman, so it really is a 13-week abortion ban. And technically, the judges said that they took up the case to answer a narrower question. Does the constitutional right to an abortion be eliminated completely in its entirety? That's not so narrow, incidentally. That's fundamental to Roe v. Wade and the right of a woman to an abortion. And clearly, abortion providers are challenging the law, including the Biden administration, because there really is no difference between a decision repealing Roe outright and then taking any narrower decision. I mean, Roe has to either be upheld and it's in entirety, and up to this point, the courts have been taking Roe and looking at a very liberal view of any law or procedure that somehow inhibits, not prohibits, but just makes it difficult for a woman to get an abortion. Now it's gone the other way. Now the courts are holding that all of these restrictive laws actually make a lot of sense, and we're going to uphold them. That's a tough one. The court in America's gun laws. Well, you have a judge, Brett Kavanaugh, who is the most fanatic pro-Second Amendment judge that exists on the court. And you're going to see gun laws expanded like you cannot believe. In 2011, when Kavanaugh was on appeals court, he disagreed with two judges who already were super conservative on the Second Amendment issue. And Kavanaugh would have struck down the ban on semi-automatic assault weapons and any gun registration. He believes that anybody can own a semi-automatic assault type weapon in the United States without registering, and just walk into a gun store and just buy one. The same thing where the people who are felons cannot own a gun. He argues that only people who are dangerous felons should not own a gun, although that one can make sense. Because if someone is, for example, has been convicted of embezzlement, and it's a felony, okay, what does that have to do with carting around a gun? Not much. And the court is going to probably uphold that the church and state provision, or the concept of separation of church and state, that's going to disappear in a case. It has to do with school and vouchers, and allowing school vouchers to be used in schools that are religiously affiliated. That is going to be just gone. And then a really weird one, it's not pertaining to much. There's a case in which 2 years ago the court held that a Muslim death row inmate could not have an imam present during his execution, and the courts upheld that. If you're a Muslim and you want an imam, nope, not going to happen at your execution. Now, Christians are okay with priests, and Jews are okay with rabbis, but Muslims are not okay with imams. That's going to be upheld. The court's going to uphold that. That's really weird. There's a few other ones that probably will go through over the next few days. Oh, no, you know what? Let me continue on with that, actually, because there are a couple of other ones that I want to share with you that I think are fairly important. And then later on, we'll get to I have an announcement to make, and we're going to have a special guest here, and Foodie Friday. So there's a lot of show yet to come. This is KFI AM 640. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones, please.
It seems many police killings across the nation aren't being counted. A new study says about 17,000 deaths between 1980 and 2018 were never reported or misclassified. Researchers also found officers kill more people in Oklahoma than any other state. A mysterious salmonella outbreak is spreading. The CDC is concerned because the problem could get worse since experts can't figure out what has made people sick in 35 states. And pop star Shakira is fine after she and her son were attacked while they were walking in a park by wild boars. Apparently, the wild boars grabbed her purse. We'll take a look at your drive with BKFI in the sky next.
Sign on the line. GBA True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699. The following example is a 30-year term at 2.625% on a loan amount of $300,000 with a 50% LTV. Primary residence only and with a 740 FICO score.
Rates are at all-time lows, but you hear a lot of conflicting information about what that means to you exactly.
The team at True Mortgage wants to show you how affordable a true loan can actually be and how much it might cost you each month.
If you've got a $300,000 loan and you're paying a dime more than $1,250 a month, you must call True Mortgage now at 833-66-FASTER or go to TrueNow.com to see what they can do to make your monthly payment more affordable.
$1,250 per month on a $300,000 loan. It's true, and they can help you get into a super affordable monthly payment and help you immediately.
Have a $400,000 loan, merely add another $400 per month, and so on. It is simple math and an even easier payment, but as Chairman Powell said, rates will go up, so call today.
True Mortgage, 833-66-FASTER or TrueNow.com. That's 833-66-FASTER or dial pound 250 and use the keywords True Mortgage.
Staples Connect helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Get 20% off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Offer ends 10/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples Connect.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today with highs mid-70s at the beaches to low 90s inland. This report is brought to you by your Staples stores. We're watching your drive on the 101.
You betcha. Boy, it is sunny, too. A gorgeous day. Agoura Hills now through Calabasas. All that is good. However, once in the San Fernando Valley, it's definitely morning drive slow. It's close at about Tampa going over to the 405. Now, the westbound time, coming by the KFI studios there in Warner Brothers, all that. Westbound 134. Slows at about Cahuenga. That's not too bad, but it's getting worse. Caltrans did show up, westbound 101 now, around Coldwater to fill up the pothole I mentioned last report, and it's really stopped. Now, if you still have the option, you're around Toluca Lake, using Riverside Drive to the west, go over to Woodman, hang a left at Woodman, that'll get you back on, or on the West 101, and away you go. And South Bay 405, south of LA, boy, at El Segundo, just south of the 105, actually West 105 to South 405, that too, there's an overturn there, a lot of activity, and past that are Western Carpool 2 left, back up Artesia Boulevard going West 105, South 110 to the 405, it's slightly better. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Ball.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Is finding the right candidate slowing you down? Cut straight to You're Hired with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 50% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Financial Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Unbelievable. Home loan rates have dropped again at IntelliLoan. Today, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.875% rate in the APR with no points and no lender fees. Did you hear that? A 1.875%. Don't think you qualify? I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. You don't have to have perfect credit to get this great home loan. So lock in this unbelievably low 1.875% fixed rate in APR with no points and no lender fees. So call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart. Amazon delivery service partners are hiring full-time delivery drivers to meet growing customer demands. Receive competitive compensation of at least $18.50 per hour at select stations, plus benefits and a sign-on bonus of $2,000 from participating DSPs if you apply now. No delivery experience required. Must be 21 years or older. Terms apply. Apply today at www.amazon.com/LA delivery driver. That's www.amazon.com/LA delivery driver.
The Delta variant
is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Well, fall's officially here, which means stormy weather and cold temps for everyone not living in SoCal. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Into the Woods giveaway. You get a sweet hydration backpack when you earn 500 points on your rewards cards before your 5th.
Number 4.
Get splashed with cash in the poker room. Every time a football team scores, we'll toss up to $100 cash in your table pot.
3.
It's National Taco Day at Fiesta Taco. Tacos are $3 or less on the board.
And the number 2.
Monster Mash. Just earn 500 points on your rewards card, and you're guaranteed to win up to $100 in cash or free shot play.
And the number 1 reason.
Football, baseball, basketball. Have a ball watching all the ball games on big screens everywhere you eat, play, and stay.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good time.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might miss out on these once-in-a-lifetime rates. So take advantage of our new fast track loan with an unbelievable low rate of an amazing 2% rate and APR with no closing costs and a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Lennox Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we can do them all with no closing costs. This amazing 2% rate and APR loan won't last long. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
Licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. And number 3304. Normal loans apply. Equal housing lender. Visit us at LennoxHomeLoans.com or call for additional cost information. Other restrictions apply. Rates subject to change.
I went out to dinner last night, and it turned out it was Orange County, but I hadn't been there in a while. And I walked in just because the tree flex. I put the mask on, and I really had to look around to see the mask on. I said, that's right. Hey, who's the Delta who just put a mask on? Yeah, I know. I just feel like if we have the plague here, John and Ken.
Weekdays at 2.
Must be one of those liberal ones.
Good
morning, everybody. Bill Handel here. Friday morning, October 1. And we got some stories to share with you. And Foodie Friday coming up at 9:30 as we end the week. We have a special guest at 9 o'clock also. So there's still a lot here. All right, back we go to